Hello, 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 guys. It is Vlogmas Day 18, and today we're making spiced rum cake. Let's get started. Here are the list of ingredients needed to make the recipe. One important step is to sift the flour. That's very important. I'll list the remaining ingredients on the website, and I'll also let you know once I'm adding them to the cake batter. So here we have our sifted flour, and to this I'm going to add the baking powder. Next I'm going to add the salt, and then I'm going to just mix those ingredients together, and I'll set it aside while we go ahead and work on the other ingredients. Okay, so now we're going to cream the butter and the sweetener together. The butter should be at room temperature and softened. So now you see me add in the sweetener. For this recipe, I used the pure sweetener. So I'm just creaming the butter and sweetener together. Now I'm just adding the eggs to the mixture. We need 4 eggs for, we need 4 eggs for this recipe. So we're just gonna add the eggs, and then when we add it to the batter, we'll add it one at a time, but you'll see that in the next process. Now it's time for me to add the eggs to the butter mixture. So I add the eggs one at a time, as you see me doing here. I let it combine with the butter, and then I add the next egg. And I continue to do this until they're all well combined. Now I'm going to add the vanilla extract. And next I'm adding the rum, and once I add the rum, you'll see the mixture slightly start to curdle, but that's okay. Our cake is still perfectly fine. Next I'm adding the spices, and then I'm slowly going to add the flour, the almond flour mixture. And here you see me doing that. Now as I add some of the almond flour mixture, I add some of the milk mixture, and then I'll go ahead and add more of the almond mixture, and I do this until it's completely added to the cake batter. Now you see me, I'm scraping on the sides of the bowl to get rid of that almond flour that has not been combined with the batter. And then I'm just going to give it one more mix, and then we'll be done with the cake batter. So now you want to go ahead and spray your pan really well. And then I add a little bit of the oat fiber, which has 0 carb. I add the oat fiber and dust it all around. This ensures that the cake does not stick to the pan, because we are going to flip it once it's done. Now I'm going to take the cake batter and I'm going to add it to the pan, and you want to go all the way around. I didn't do such a good job here because it all just kind of flopped out. So I just used the spatula to spread it all around evenly, and here you see me doing that. Alright, so once this is done, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the oven to bake at 325 for about 50 minutes. And I'll be back once it's done. And here's our cake coming right out of the oven. It smells so delicious. So I'm gonna let this cool for a little bit, then I'm gonna flip it over, and I'll be back to show you that. So I'm about to go ahead and flip the cake. Fingers crossed, guys. Let's see. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, look at this. It's so beautiful. So now you can stop here and have a perfectly fine cake, or you can continue like I did to make some frosting. For our glaze, I'm going to use some powdered erythritol. Then I have some rum, a little bit more rum. I have some pineapple sweetener and some heavy cream. And I'm going to mix these together. The entire measurements will be on the website. It's lowcarb360.com. Let's go ahead and mix this together. Okay, so one thing I want to mention is I did add about an ounce of cream cheese to this mixture because it was not thick enough. So I did not show that in the video. I just wanted to make to add it to the clip, and it will also be added to the written recipe. All right, so now it's time to add the glaze to the cake, and here you see me doing that. And I just kind of randomly just spoon the mixture all over the cake. I'm not a cake decorator, guys. I never claimed to be one. I just do my best. So here you see me doing that. And once that's done, we're going to go ahead and add some toasted coconut over the cake. And I'm telling you, it really, really turned out great. I hope you try this one. Making the toasted coconut is quite easy. All I did was add the coconut flakes to the pan, add a couple of tablespoons of sweetener, and then you just basically keep turning it until it gets to the desired color. Then I spread it out on a parchment paper and let it cool for about 5 minutes before I added it to the cake. And that's it. And now I'm adding the toasted coconut flakes to the cake. And don't worry about the ones that fall on the side, guys. It's all good. So I'm adding it to the top of the cake, and I kind of pat it down to help it adhere to the cake icing. And that's about it, guys. And then you'll have some delicious spiced rum cake. I hope you enjoy. And here's what it should look like once you're done. And for the next step, I think it would only be fair if I cut you a piece. So let's do that. I wanted you to see how moist the cake is and delicious. Well, you can't see how it's delicious, but you get the idea. And here's your piece. Alright guys, so if you like the recipe, please visit my website. It's lowcarb360.com. And as always, I thank you all for watching.